Alright, we've launched the quantum acceleration encapsulation, so I think we have a transmission here looking good. Welcome to the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, Derek Pennett. Today I'd like to chat with you guys all about the Hara Line and the Core Star. You've noticed right behind me I have this wonderful piece of artwork. These are energy encoded artworks that I create. I have a page on society6.com/Derek Pennett, and you can go purchase these on a wide variety of products. Amazing. Imagine upshifting your bedding with that, right? A duvet cover, and you're experiencing light codes as we go, because I encode everything into my artwork so that it's teaching you something, which is also in the title of the artwork, and that it has energy encoded from universal life force energies, so you're receiving transmissions as you go. What about a yoga mat or a piece of artwork on your wall? So as you scry into it, right, when you're having the vision, looking into something, crystals, the spheres in particular, and you're looking in them to gain information and insights from them, this beauty and all of my art pieces will definitely take care of you. So take a look online and see how you feel about that. I'm always producing new ones periodically and putting some new ones out into the vortex, but I want to make sure that they're crystalline clear and have a direct message for what I do. So please support my work so I can continue to show up to do all of this awesomeness. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So today on the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge, which is all about multidimensional living in all of its many forms, and we talk about ascension, awakenings, crystalline templates being downloaded from the galactic central sun, 12-strand DNA, things to do with our light body, all the different dimensions that we work through, because we're living in a 15-dimensional time matrix, right? In an incarnational form, we're operating on multidimensional 12. So we talk about that stuff, galactic cord, Antakarana, all of our chakra systems, the astral twin, how far our heart frequency can expand from our body, right? Right? All that fun stuff. So we're going to focus in a little bit today, and I'm not sure if anybody's heard of the term the Hara Line and the Core Star, but I'll start with the Hara Line, and we'll give you a little bit about rundown of what this is all about. All right. So, oh, and by the way, we're in a power year, right? It's 2022, so 222, always awesome, especially when it arrives on February 2nd or the 22nd, adds up to a 6 love frequency. Let's rock the numerology too, because that's an important feature for putting the puzzle of our spiritual self-awareness of all of reality together. So the Hara Line. What is the Hara Line? The Hara Line is the master seat of your intentions. The place that you go to, so right now, I can set an intention to do X, Y, and Z. I say it out loud. I ask my spirit guides to come in, hear the message, and I put it out into the field, because your thoughts, your spoken word, spelling, creating a spell, it's beautiful, create reality. So you can set those intentions. But then what's the layers beyond those intentions, right? We have our day-to-day stuff. I really want to become X, Y, and Z, and then you go out and make that happen. Or I'm setting the intention that this month I'm going to become more abundant, or I'm going to change some of my mental patterns that are distorted, right? Whatever you're doing, we're constantly setting intentions. But inside of our stellar body, this avatar biosuit that we resonate with, while we're on Earth or any other planet where we're incarnational form, right, into a holographic matrix, right? Some are manipulative, and others are not. But your own sovereign being inside of yourself carries that blueprint into the holographic field. So your Hara Line is the master seat of those intentions. There's always more layers to be peeled off, right? And then we peer, right, and look deep inside and see what this is all about. Now, the Hara Line runs completely vertical through the body. The 0-point field in the line that goes through the body is isn't the Hara Line, but it's a part of that field, right? It's accessing that pure state. Now, inside the line, the Hara Line, you have 3 stops. One on the Hara chakra, which is just above the sacral chakra. And then you have one at the thymus, and then one up here in the transpersonal point. Those are your 3 main access points. So when I do sessions with people and offer treatments, if it comes called up or somebody's asking for this service, we will go deep into the Hara Line and reset those master intentions. Those are the 3 main spots that we're going to focus on. Other times, it'll just naturally come up in the sessions. There could be a lot of emotions that come out, feelings and stuff happening in that zone, right? We just run with it and do what we got to do. And we access that point. This is a natural occurrence, right? The person you're working with comes there, but you don't have to do it in a treatment. You can do it completely on your own, particularly in a relaxed state, but we'll get to that in a moment. So the Hara Line the Hara Line's straight, and when it's not straight, that means you have damage in the 369 rod repair. 3rd dimension, 6th dimension, 9th dimension. These are called axial tonal lines, and these axial tonal lines are all the grid work that connects all of our systems together. Lymphatic system, muscular system, cellular system, DNA system, Lightbody system, etheric double, astral twin, maiden mother crone, right? Our higher self and essence self. They all have axiotonal grid points that go through them. And the 369 rod repair is to keep your Merkaba field going, right? But inside of your Merkaba, and then inside of your light body, you have the Hara Line. It's a 5th dimensional system that works with 5th dimensional chakras. There's a lot of talk these days about, the old chakras aren't valid anymore and there's new systems and all these things coming out. My research, my knowing has come to a place where all chakra systems unite. You have your main 7 chakras, then you have spaces in between them. Those are the Hara Line chakras, right? So you have the root chakra, just below it you have the perineum. And so there's these little spaces in between. You have the heart chakra, and then you have just below it the diaphragm in between the solar plexus, and then the thymus chakra, etc., right? The causal point, or that's located near the Alta Major chakra, soul star. So these all work in tangent together. But as you upgrade, you start to use new systems. You even have some on your palms. There's 72,000 meridians in your body. So these entrance ways come forth. They go to your divine mind, which brings us back to the Hara Line. What are your master intentions? So that's what we want to do, is we want to go in and we want to extract them. And we want to unearth and find these things and where they are. So that we can know what they are, so that we can shift them. But even if you don't find them, which may take many quantum cycles, many askings from yourself, your Akashic records, and spirit. But you keep digging for that information. You will get your answers. And then you can find that master intention. And then you can shift it if it was distorted, because we were all born in this lifetime, and many lifetimes ago, and many lifetimes in parallel universes and futures, especially on Earth, to be conditioned to, so that, and the denial and the conditioning is so big, and the brainwashing and the converting of our soul and our mind and our psyche. So it moved it into a place where a lot of ours are distorted. They've been broken down. They need to be upgraded. We got to plug the cord in and return on the system so that we can start fresh. But this fresh point is an upgrade, right? It takes us to the next level. And when you find out what those raw intentions are, or you want to cast new ones, then you are able to enter that field and go in there and rewire it. It's your body, your choice, your life, your mind. And you are the only one who can change it. I can work with people to be a catalyst to bring us into the most optimal space we can be in, to make that change happen. And then you can set that master intention. Your master intention could be changed to, I am going to connect with my stardust origins. I'm going to align with my soul's purpose of why I incarnated on Earth. Or you could change your intention to, I am going to be the most compassionate being that I could ever possibly be. Various different things. It could even be, I'm going to take myself out of a toxic vocation and I'm going to plant myself where the prime source of where I need to be is. There's so many different ways you can do it. It could even be it's the master intention of your soul's purpose, right? So getting people into a state, getting yourself into a state is where we want to be. And that's how we master some of this. So you can change your intentions all you want in day-to-day living, and that's the best time to change all the micro stuff that goes on. As we say in my household, the nanoscule. Minuscule, nanoscule. But if you put yourself into a place of quantumplation and you decide that you are ready to galactivate, I'm just full of these awesome words today, then we can take ourselves and put ourselves into the seat of our soul, and we can prep ourselves for these places. It is best to have a non-distracted area when you do this. I highly recommend going to a practitioner, and when changing the seat of that intention, you're doing it in a calm, beautiful, safe space, on a treatment table. If you're on your own and you've done lots of ascension work and you're ready for this, do your research beforehand, read up on it. Fear nothing. Let all those emotions go. It's a beautiful transformation. In the event that there was some trauma, things can come up. That's when I say take quantum cycles. Maybe prep yourself over many weeks, months to be prepared for this shift, or find out what it is first that you want to change. You can shift your whole direction, boom, and then you're going in a whole new quantum equation. It's very much cosmic and multidimensional. But a safe space, doing some smudging beforehand, holding some crystals, getting yourself into a meditative position. I like laying down on the treatment table. We have a beautiful multi-wave mat. People can book sessions, get a hold of me, and you lay on it, and there's 5 different crystals, pulse EMF frequencies, and then copper around it too, to control the frequencies to keep them really clean. And then it also has far infrared and photonic light as well too. The amount of negative ions coming off this is amazing. So when you put your body into that state, right, then you're more ready to receive the maximum shifts, or even if you're not looking for it, maybe a catalyst to bring that up. And then, wow, I didn't see that coming. Something keeps telling me, but I need to move into this direction. And that's when you visualize the line down your body, going right into the gold nugget of who you are, right into the center of your heart. You line up the thymus, you line up the transpersonal point, and then you activate the Hara. And you put all, because with a practitioner, you can put all that energy in there, right? It's amazing stuff. So when you bring that energy and you put it forth, and then you're adding that universal life force energy, the energy work, changing the vibrations of the room, you're enabling the calmness of the mind to settle in, the focus of intention to go there, and then you can start to unravel those raw intentions. If you didn't like what you picked, you can switch them again, right? But it's best to discover what's in there first to know what we're changing. So that's a bit about the Hara Line, right? And when we're more in our intention, when we're set with our intentions, then our mind, soul, body complex can resonate more with the universe around us, right? Innerverse creates outerverse. 5th dimensional baseline of operations for living. Okay, now we got the core star. The core star is your soul's purpose. It's the next layer after the Hara Line. It's the beaming star of who you are. From your diaphragm down to your solar plexus. It's big and it shines beautiful and bright. Sometimes there's muck in there from all the different star karma we've experienced and all the different lifetimes. And it's about bringing us into alignment with our soul's purpose. And when we're more comfortable with our soul's purpose, we're more relaxed in our mental body, Our nervous system feels whole and complete. We're not in the constantly in fight or flight. We move down into a parasympathetic state. We're able to download more cosmic information. So by healing it, working with it, getting in touch with it, then you start to locate the pieces of your oversoul, which there are many of them. There's 144 to the power of 12. That's a lot of parts, but your main focus is 144. That's the closest to you. And when you get in touch with your oversoul, when you get in touch with your core star, you can get lots of information about what planets you've lived on, places you've come from, and all the different adventures that you've had. And by healing and working with that energy, you become more illuminated and more vibrant. So when people come in for an aura scanning, or you're, doing some aura work, or even thinking or getting in touch with you on any level, another component of that aura is to then work with the core star, right? And then the soul is you. This body is one of millions of you, billions of you, quadrillions of you. So we don't need to get so attached to who I am. Well, I'm Derek Pennett in this body, and I was given a number when I was born, and these are my digits. It doesn't quite work like that. That stuff's still important, but it's such a small pin drop in the multiverse. Your soul will put you in touch with who you are so that you can resonate more with the world around you. And that's where your extrasensory perceptions and abilities come into play, because when you elevate, lift up your core star high into the sky and you celebrate who you are, you're able to shine that light to others. You're able to bring your best self. You're able to look at yourself when you've made a mistake and admit it. And come right out and tell people that. And you're not gripping to your ego to that level. You're not holding on to the distortions. And it decreases the amount of defensiveness that we put forth onto Earth right now, into the multiverse, right? It's all multidimensional. Now this beam that's inside, just imagine your solar plexus and a big beam coming out that touches all of the universe. And crawling inside that space and visualizing it inside of your mind's eye, your third eye, and all the components of that field. And then the essence coming out of you is so big. And again, just like the Hara Line, you want to get in touch with yourself. No distractions. Beautiful metaphysical music, or none. Whatever is your safe space. But beautiful metaphysical music. No words in it. Some Palo Santo, some sage. Lay a crystal grid. Meditate before you even start the process. Lay down in corpse pose on the ground for deep relaxation. And let yourself use your astral twin. Your innate ability through the power that you were given to from birth. The bioregenesis inside of you that's waiting to come out. And go deep and go on a journey through your core star. And when you could take the Hara Line and the core star and you can mix them together and fuse them, and you set the intention that there's a great masterful intention to set. I am fusing my Hara Line with my core star into a crystalline diamond formation that resonates with heart-centered reality of the central heart of the universe. And that will never be broken. I also create a lot of galactic affirmations as well too. If people want to head over to my webpage, which you'll see the link at the end of the video. It's got lots of awesomeness on there. So that's the Hara Line and the core star. And the quick version of it anyways is a very deep subject that we can go super long into as usual. Thank you all for listening. Go check it out on there. Type it online. Check out some books. And if you want to learn more about it, get into contact with me if you're local in Victoria or you want a distance session online, we can definitely go into those realms. That's where I swim, that's where I live, that's where I operate. So thanks again for tuning into the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host, the Cosmic Messenger, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I appreciate all of you for being so open to listening to all things in the quantum, multidimensional, interstellar realms. Take care, everyone.